Yeah, that's right. Have to do this. Let me just flip this momentarily. I hope that's a bit better. Okay. Alright, 5-bar cycles. Yeah, that's not gonna work. I should have started from 12-4. Let me do that. Just to make sure I'm not forgetting anything before I just continuously do runs from 12-1. That does not need to be anywhere as near as aggressive as that. It's fast, but I'm not happy with that. It needs to be consistent more than fast. No, it's not good. I'm actually just going to be playing this level until I don't make a mistake in terms of movement. Just while I'm warming up. Okay, I need to catch some of my vertical momentum earlier for that last part. No, one more time, that was better. But yeah, it should get more interesting once I start doing runs and getting into playing through the levels. Yeah, I just need to practice this. Like, it's fine, it's just I'm not happy with her. So it's fine, it's just not as consistent as I would like it to be. Okay, that was really good. Yeah, 458's not good. I'm aiming for a 461 or better on this level. But fair, there was some obvious mistakes. That was too early on the up press. Need to hold diagonal there for a bit longer. Yeah, wasn't watching. I know there's a lot of small things in this level. I go into optimizing it. There's also a bit of randomness to deal with too, because the pipe at the start and the bloop is in that middle section towards the end. And obviously there's the clown car movement to optimize as well, around the corners especially. Okay, good adjustment. That was too early, that makes sense. I just needed to hold down right earlier, instead of straight down. Okay, that's about clunker entry because I got sent so high. Just makes that turnaround a bit slower. Oh, turnaround, is that even the right word? I don't know. It just makes the movement going back upwards there a bit slower if you end up getting launched really high here at the start. Yeah, okay. I guess I was clipping, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, very nice. Okay, there's 61. I was slow about that. I got the slower bloop pattern, and I don't really remember anything else. Oh, second try wall. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, destroying this wall in one shot's actually quite hard. Frame window depends on obviously how fast your clown car's moving downwards. I almost backed that up cleanly. Okay, I pressed up earlier, which was good there, because I was low, but I needed to also adjust my shot timing. Because you do need to hit this paratrooper, otherwise the kind of bonk on the corner of the cannon. Clown is definitely not a dome, it's definitely a box in terms of its hitbox. Head bloopers again. Still 462 though, not bad. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, 12-2. I'm not gonna play through the entire auto-scroller as per usual. I'm just gonna play through the start and end, because it is not worthwhile sitting through the, minute and a half auto-scroller every time, just to practice the level. What I might do is I might, just, no, not that either. Can I, like, move this pipe? There we go. Is there a way to make this faster? Y, up, right. Doesn't go much faster. Do this. Cover your pipes. Probably just say this is 12-2 practice if I have space. I probably have space somewhere. Yeah, there we go. 12-2 skip. Order. There. I can probably remove some of these practice levels now that I don't need. But yeah, the reason for the practice level is just to make practicing more efficient. Okay, lost a second. Okay, good, that's a fat. And stair jump, very nice. And it was really good. Yep, that's not a wall jump. Decent try. Honestly, hard to tell what was wrong with that stage jump. Because it is definitely a bit harder to figure out if you're in the right position or not. Especially because the setup is not a full jump, as it appears. But yeah, for a 12-2 stair jump, my setup involves releasing just before peak jump height to be able to land soon enough to jump off the first pixel of the stair. Oh, it's not the pattern. 3, 4. Do I need another? Yeah, I do. Okay. I needed to go low there and bounce off of Bowser to stay facing right to do that pattern optimally. Yeah, optimizing that Bowser if he gives a bad pattern is kind of hard. The other thing is I need to start higher if he does immediate fireball as well, so that the fireball's low enough so that I can properly bounce off of Bowser. You can just run into Bowser sideways and he doesn't damage you, which is quite helpful for staying far enough away from Bowser while also kind of approaching him decently optimally. Okay, slow but fine. A nice stair jump. Okay. I'll do that one more and then we'll do runs. For sub 510, as I've said in the comments. Oh, nice accidental clear check. I wonder if I've clear checked all my practice levels or not. I'm assuming not, but I've probably clear checked most of them. Okay, so if he shoots fire, I need to just back off and avoid it to keep fire myself. Okay, I missed my dismount, but that was still fine. The other thing I'm doing in this Bowser fight is I'm actually keeping track of exactly how many fireballs hit Bowser, so that I know essentially how much health he has. Okay, good fight, just bad exit. So Big Bowser in this game has 40 health, which means it will take like 40 regular fireballs to kill him. Hello, what's up, Scorbenny? Nice to meet you. Just quickly running through World 12 before I get into individual world runs. Fire pattern? No, dang, that's too late to go under it. And thank you for the sub. No, I'm wall jumping too early here. Again, too early. Love the DS, yeah, me too. It's a great console. I like it better than like the Switch and stuff, which is just kind of too big as a handheld, in my opinion. Okay, there we go, that's how you do with that pattern. And stair jump, very nice. Okay. What games do I play? Mostly it's basically speedrunning this game. I do play other games though. I've played like other games of what have I 100%ed and played? I've played Mario Paper Jam Bros. I've played Kirby Tropical Deluxe. 100% in Miitopia. That was an adventure and a half. Played New Super Mario Bros. DS. 100% of that multiple times. Played New Super Mario Bros. 2. 100% of that. Yeah, mostly Mario games. I did play Pokemon Pearl and Mario Kart DS at some point, but I lost both those cartridges, unfortunately. Okay, let's get to World 12 runs there. So yeah, that's quite a few. I know there's some other miscellaneous games like the Mario sports games. There's like Mario Tennis like that I have, and what else? What was the other one? Mario Sports Superstars or something, which is like 4 different sports. One of which is horse riding. Yeah, Wii and Xbox. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Yeah, I've just always had the DS, so I don't actually own any other consoles other than the Switch. And I do not have a Switch 2 because I kind of don't need it. Alright. 3, 2, 1. Oh wait, no, this is gonna be awkward. I have to do this every time I want to start the timer. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, that appears decently. Red Switch, very nice. I don't think I've seen the Red Switch in person. Okay, good. I don't know, I'm not too familiar with all the different versions of the Switch. obviously there's not as many versions of the Switch as there was the DS. They remade this console so many times. Nah, dang it. Do need to get all these levels cleanly in a row if I want to get under 5 minutes 10 seconds for the entirety of World 12. So it's not like those situations are unrecoverable, it's just I want to practice getting like it all in one run. Because I'm at the point where I can do like any level individually, no problem. It's just a matter of stringing them all together, which is kind of my issue at the moment in terms of consistency. Well, come to think of it, I didn't realize Top 1 was actually the easiest level out of all of these, even though historically it's the one I've probably died the most in, aside from maybe 12-4. Okay, that's slow, but at least a decent backup. Alright, and now for the 1.5-minute auto-scroller, which I'm going to be playing through just out of formality, really. But yeah, there's not anything to do here, other than mess around. Which I will not be doing, because that's another bad habit of mine when I speedrun, messing around in the auto-scrollers. As fun as it is to mess around in auto-scrollers, it's not good for consistency. I feel like I could turn down the sound effects volume, although I don't think there's an option for that in this game. I can make more at least like this. I don't know why going backwards or moving forwards is called moonwalking in a clown car when you're clearly not walking, but you know, that's what the tech's called. I guess moonwalking is more of a broad term than one specific tech, now I'm thinking about it. Moonwalking is just more just moving backwards while still facing forwards, via like spin jumping or like backwards jumping or stuff. Should be into the end of this auto-scroller now. Okay, that's fine. And it was slow. This is probably still doable, but I need a good 12-3 and 12-4 if I want to sub 5-10 now, because that 12-2 was slow. Because there's not a lot of leeway on this. Unless you have faster loads, I guess, but I don't know how much the loads affect from level select. I wasn't watching close enough, I got the good RNG, but I just shot the guy anyway, because I didn't think I was going to get it. Okay, not bad. That's not the strat. It works, but it's not great. At least it doesn't usually kill you if you do this triple jump setup wrong, because it manips the clown car to be lower anyway, so that you can almost guaranteed get in the clown car every time with just a single jump. But yeah, the purpose of the triple jump is just to ensure that you have the height to jump straight into that clown car. Because if you don't have the height to get into that clown car, you're just dead, and there's nothing you can do. Which is why historically I've done a lot in 12.1. Just for that very reason. Very nice. That's a clean level. Okay, good adjustment. Very close to blocking that earlier wall. Okay, honestly that's fine. It's very slow though. Yeah, it's kind of rough, that part of the level, to do really fast. It's a lot easier if the bloopers behave, but they don't always behave like in that case. Where I had to shoot an extra one before shooting the wall, and then it's hard because you have to line up the shot and stuff, and there's not a lot of time. The duck jump was slightly early, but it worked. And the only thing interesting about this level really is like the medal challenges for this level being quite unique. So the Goomba medals get 80,000 points, then the Bowser medals get 100,000 points, which mainly comes from getting 8,000 combos in this section of the level. I think you need 5 8,000 combos or something like that, and then killing Bowser gives you another 8,000 or something. I don't quite remember. But it's like the only level in the game where this score up here matters at all. Otherwise, the score is just kind of unused, and it's more just a leftover from the older Mario games. Okay, that was a rough pattern, but I made it work. Yeah, not bad. Still a 372, okay. I did take damage, but and that was a... I honestly shouldn't complain about that pattern. I did good with what I got there. It's very slow. Okay, yeah, I've risked that for the time save, because I think it was too slow otherwise. Not the fastest, but it'll do. I don't know, way more times lost in 12-2, 3, and 4 than 12-1. Very nice. Okay. Dealt with that pattern nicely. Surprised, that's the third time I've gotten that exact pattern today. With 2 steps fire. Or 4 steps fire. Okay, well, this is the wrong order, but it's fine. I'll just go back to 12-3 after this. I'm gonna go a tiny bit faster than that at the start. Oh, barely skimmed it at the end. Dang it. Okay, we go again. Not moving on till I get these lobs cleanly. Because if I'm dying, it means I'm not consistent enough, and if I'm losing significant amounts of time, I'm still not consistent enough. Or at least not for my liking anyway. In a shorter run, the amount of consistency I currently have is fine. It's just when you have to do 88 levels in a row, essentially deathless, it becomes a problem. If you have less than, what, 95% consistency. Which is kind of the main reason for just doing W12, even though I've already routed and everything. Now, one thing about these clown cars is, if you're like Big Mario, the way to shoot the fireball as high as possible is to actually duck into the ceiling and then shoot it. Even though ducking usually moves the clown car down. And that damage was unfortunate. Very nice control jump. Just kind of saved it. Yeah, those patterns where Bowser moves all the way forwards are kind of tough to deal with a lot of the time. Or at least without taking damage, that is. I think I released right, just barely though. Unfortunate. Yeah, I was hoping I would have a better pass rate of that section, but rough. That time it was my mistake, but, you know. We'll move on soon, if I can't get it. Because I've kind of had enough of 12-2 already. Oh, I didn't realize how many warps you could get from this level. You can actually get kind of a lot, if you want to. I shouldn't do that. Yeah, I had to do a harder control jump because I was late in the jump. I set up the 4-frame window for the jump, but if I hit the first 2 frames, the control jump is a lot easier than if I hit the 3rd or the 4th frames. Alright, good. I was looking too low, I needed to look higher. Alright. I think I'm gonna just play through 12-3 and 12-4 in a row then, since I'm not getting anything going past 12-3 to that one individual section, which kinda sucks. But oh well. Because I want to move on to World 13 now. I think I've spent long enough in World 12. Good enough. Alright, there we go. That is what the optimal pattern of that part should look like. I blew up the wall in 2 shots, which is why this is a 462 and not a 463, but it's very nice. I want to do that one more time though. Wow, that is so close to the ground without touching it. Okay, honestly, that is fine. I will absolutely take that. It's not a 461, but with bad pattern and stuff, it's fine. At least it's a lot better than my other backups of that today. Alright, and one more 12 for good measure. Okay, that did not need to be that aggressive, but it works. Okay, nice. Okie dokie, on to W13. Alright, I will be right back, and then we'll start with 13. It'll only be maybe a minute or two. Alright, I'm back. Alright, and now the fun part begins. So, I'll run through World 13 in 1, but 13.1 should be pretty chill. I might look at, maybe there's a better way to do the munches section. But otherwise I'm actually already pretty happy with most of my strats in World 13. That's not a spin jump. That's a full jump. I'm dropping my 12s, what? Okay, I just wasn't initiating my first pull early enough. I think that was the issue there. Yeah, that'll get a 475 every time, if done well. And I'd get up the wall and 4 wall jumps at the start. Do that one more time, and then we'll move on to 13.2. Although, I don't think there's actually going to be much that I need to do in World 13, surprisingly. Like, I'm only going to be really playing 13.3 and 13.4 for a little while, because the rest of these levels are already optimized. Not close. Okay, very nice. Turn back was unnecessary. I can do that again. Just to get a little bit more practice on these beginning wall jumps. Because yeah, these beginning wall jumps are hard. Alright, very nice. Alright, 13.1 is actually quite chill. Alright, 13.2. Now 13.2 is actually an interesting one as well. So what happens in 13? Oh, so I should probably unpin my thing. That's because I'm back. Alright, cool. Alright, so yeah, 13.1 is very straightforward. 13.2 is a little less straightforward. Let me just go into editor for a moment and explain. So 13.2 is essentially an escort mission. This P switch needs to go like up here, down here, all the way up these platforms, all the way to the right, and get carried all the way over here to here. Then you hit the P switch, you go through here, you activate this skull platform to now escort this muncher instead. And this muncher gets escorted through the whole level. and then squishes these Bowsers, and then you win. However, there's a few things that we can do to in a speedrun to speed this up. The first thing is to actually just ignore the escort mission entirely and get an assist item by dying 5 times at the start of the level, by starting over, which will give you a star, and the star will essentially let you skip the entire level, if you collect it optimally, that is. So essentially this is what we end up doing in this speedrun, dying 5 times and getting the star. The interesting thing about this is, while this is easy and very consistent, it's actually not the fastest way to beat this level, either. There's actually 2 ways that are even faster to beat this level, because dying 5 times does actually kind of take a while. So the 2 things that are faster are, do half the P-switch escort mission, despawn this platform, and then take the P-switch and then P-switch jump over, and then run across the entire level up here while avoiding this firebar. To skip the second half of the escort. And then there's even a 3rd way to skip stuff. Despawn the platform, just to make this section faster. Then you spawn block this piranha plant right here, this one, which lets you keep the P-switch to this section. And then you skip this escort mission by breaking this Bowser stack by putting a P-switch like right here, which breaks the stack. And then you jump through these Bowsers, but as you can see, they like to jump a lot, and so that's unfortunately not viable for full game just because of the Bowsers at the end. And they're obviously not being power-ups, otherwise you could just damage boost straight through everything and kind of break the level that way. So, I'm actually going to go to a practice level for this, just so that I can emulate the star falling down like it would after you die 5 times using an assist item. I could optimize the start a little bit more, I guess. It's maybe like the one thing I can do. But yeah, the jump queue is like when Mario's like just coming out from underneath this platform, is when you just do a full jump and then it works. So yeah, the only way to make this level better is just to have more visual cues, so I guess I can do that. Full jump, star, overlapping, brick, block. I'll give that cue more of a test. But that seems really good. Because essentially we do want to grab this star as soon as possible without bonking. Because as you might have noticed, this is a very tight timer to kill these Bowsers. Okay. Let me just try them a bit earlier for the ending. Oh, okay, I was just jumping late, okay. And then the cue for the end is... jump, blast, block, move, winged blue platform. Okay. Okay. This fish cube actually seems really good, this first one. I don't know, it's really nice when visual cues line up with like the block grid. this case, I'm waiting for the brick to overlap with the star. Oh, actually, the other way around. Star to overlap with the brick. Okay, so I think this jump has to be between the half block and the full block somewhere. Yeah, that's what happens if your star grab's not good enough. Alright, one more. If anything, I'm jumping late to grab the star. I mean, not to grab the star, to kill the Bowsers. That jump I'm doing slightly late. And I can afford to jump earlier. Yeah, okay. Something to note. Alright. Usually this takes a bit longer, but these levels are nice and speedy. Okay, 13-3 is going to get more interesting. I want to play around with jumping onto the dry bones at the start here. Which is a strat from Sunday, who currently has record. So doing a spin jump there. But yeah, this level is hold right, technically. It's just really hard to hold right at the start. That's so fast, though. Alright, the other thing I want to know is how early do I have to spin jump? This is quite a satisfying level to play, honestly. But yeah, the start's definitely harder than the end of this level. Yeah. If you're too early, you go over the dry bones, so it's just about finding the balance between too early and too late, I guess. But the problem is the line's pretty fine of what's too early, what's too late. And, you know, you're obviously getting close to the enemy, so if you mess up, you're gonna die. So although this strat is very fast, it's a little scary to go for in runs, just because it's, you know, you're literally going right next to an enemy. Yeah, that's not a full jump. It's just easy to think that something's consistent when it's not actually consistent as well. I think this is decently consistent, but the question is this consistent enough for my likings? Because it's certainly fast. I would like to be able to do it every time, but I don't know if I can. I mean, it wouldn't be that bad of a death if I do mess it up, is the nice thing, but... Okay, what do I usually do if I don't do that? That? Okay. I might want to actually time how much that spin jump onto the driver and saves hold right. Yeah, because I'm not going to really be able to tell from just the timer. So let me get my timer out. We'll do my normal strat first, and then I'll try it with the spin jump. I will try to get a clean version of my strat though. Thankfully this level's easy enough to do hold right, apart from this one section. So I should be getting a pretty accurate measurement. Okay, 34.61. Just write that in chat. Just write 34.6. Do that one more time. You can risk this more, I guess. But it's kind of like hard to risk it more without bonking. And yeah, that control jump's hard. Because yeah, the thing about landing on platforms while moving upwards is you can't actually land until you're moving downwards, or not moving upwards. Which kind of makes it hard to land on these platforms as soon as possible. Oh yeah, that. I always forget to full jump there. Alright, there we go. Alright, that looks good. Alright, 34.47. That was a bit more optimal. Alright. So that's probably the best I would get in a run, 34.5. I don't think I'd do better than that. It's just kind of not worthwhile too. And then I'll try with Sunday's spin jump strat on the dry bones now. See how much time it would save. Damn, that is so fast. Like, it still gets a 479, but it's so much easier to do fast. Yeah, 33.8. Damn, that saves a lot. I think I'll put 8.6 for now. I think I split the 8 though. Do that one more time. Oh no. Dang it. Yeah, that jump needs to be pretty delayed. But that's not what I'm doing. Held back a little bit there, but this will probably still save like half a second. Like, this is probably pretty significant to the point where I think I want to do it, despite being a little bit scarier. And especially because the rest of World 13 I do seem to have down pretty well, probably makes me want to go for this a bit more. Alright, let's see how that was. Yeah, 34.09. So, if I'm going to take an average of both of these, I get... First one was 34.61. Yes, I should be getting like 3 data points, not just 2, or like 5 for a more consistent average, but I really needed to get a rough idea here, just to know how much time this spin jump saves. Plus 34.61 plus 34.47 divided by 2 gives us 34.54. Then 33.86 plus 34.09 gives us 67.95 divided by 2 gives us 33.975. And the difference is it saves 0.56 seconds from just this little mini experiment. And I will say that I definitely took more attempts to get the first 2 of my current strats than Sunday's spin jump, so... And I don't think I've died once to the dry bones, so I'm happy to do this strat and save half a second, roughly. Although probably in practice it saves, like, it'll probably save, like, closer to a second than half a second, just because it's really hard to not bonk and do that section cleanly. Alright, spin, jump onto dry bones. Add that to my routing sheet. So now we do like 4 spin jumps in a row. Yeah, okay. Lost 0.55 seconds. If I take the absolute minimums, I got 34.09 versus 34.47, although neither is optimized, so yeah. Spin jump, 2 dragons. So yeah, just to summarize, I like this spin jump because it's easier to optimize. And it also makes the movement easier as well. Like, you do have to slow down a tiny bit to avoid bonking here, but nowhere near as much. Oh, that's a spin jump. So, spin jump, spin jump, spin jump. Yeah, okay. So there's like 4 spin jumps here. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's getting close to a 480. I don't think 480 is doable though. Like, that hardly lost any time. I think even if the stage was right, you couldn't save time. The only way I see 480 being feasible is if you can either grab the cape faster in this level, or if you can somehow grab that gold tape earlier. But Mario just kind of doesn't jump high enough is the problem with the grabbing the gold tape earlier situation. You could use the vine, but it'd probably be really hard to make the vine faster than not using the vine. Alright, one more time for good measure. Okay, so the issue was that time is 1, bad positioning, but 2, it was just late. Oh, almost. Yeah, probably should turn back. Technically, I should control that jump if I want to be even more optimal, but doing a spin jump off the dry bones makes this optimal enough where I can just hold the jump, turn back slightly, and then do the full jump. Okay, early rising spin jump onto dry bones. Then hold spin and then slight turn back. Backside bounce, slight turn back. Because yeah, the nuances of this spin jump definitely matter for consistency, which is why I'm spending a bit longer here. Wow, I'm surprised I made it onto the yellow platform. Mushroom platform? Yeah. I don't mind spending longer in this level. This is quite a nice level, honestly. I kind of like it. Definitely an aesthetic level, but you know. And you don't really get to see too much of the pirate ships. So we just kind of beat the level too fast. But you know, it's there. Oh, I wonder. Let me try something at the end for fun. I wonder if I can grab the top vine instead of the bottom vine, and that would be fast enough. Okay, I need to do a running jump to get this. This is kind of awkward. I should just play the level again. I want to grab that top vine if I can, although I don't know if Mario gets enough height to grab it. Be really good if he does, though. Oh, right, that's not what I'm doing. We'll move on soon. I need to jump earlier if I want to grab this vine. Because Mario takes a while to reach peak jump height. It really takes a while to reach peak jump height. Should probably move this to the right. Then safe strat Germans. Okay. Let's try and optimize the platform too much. It feels like I should be able to grab this vine, but I'm gonna need a 3.868 jump, Y velocity jump, if I want to have a chance to grab this. Actually, let me do this in editor. This is better off in editor. Just because I want to know. Hopefully the gold tape's not in the way here. Okay, I need to jump later. Maybe the first block of that fence. That's close. Tad later than that. Maybe half block of that. No, it doesn't seem like you get high enough. It's kind of a shame. Because if you could grab this top vine, that would be fast. It'd be really fast. Actually, what if I just did this? I wonder if there's a way to manipulate Mario's position here to make this possible. Because I know this is really close to grabbing the vine, it's just a matter of... Like, obviously if I make this big Mario, he's gonna grab the vine here, but... Yeah, it grabs that no problem. Yeah, you can like kind of climb into walls a little bit. This big Mario. Okay, I don't think you can. So you would have to like do this instead. Not that. But you'd have to like run, grab this, immediately jump off. Except I think there's a bit of delay before you can jump off. Yeah, you can't jump off immediately. You might be able to do some inputs to be able to jump earlier off the vine, but that's for another time. I've tested what I wanted to in 13.3. Let me just do the spin jump one more time and then we'll get out of here. Spent too long in 13.3. Okay. Very good. Okay, 13.4. So, this is an auto-scroller. But, there is some stuff that we can do to go faster in this auto-scroller. I'm gonna have to look through all of it. And most of the time save in this level actually comes from these power-ups. Specifically not getting the power-ups. This level is also interesting in which it has an actually unavoidable checkpoint. Like, unfortunately there's just no way to avoid it. Like this checkpoint right here. Because it would save time to avoid that checkpoint entirely, but there's no way to avoid it, as far as we know. And the reason it would save time is because of the pipe transitions. So the long story short of the pipe transitions is, when Mario is taller, it takes him longer to get into a vertical pipe. And this becomes an issue as Mario won't transition to the next screen until Mario's fully visually blocked by the pipe. So, therefore, being Big Mario loses time whenever there's a vertical pipe transition. You can optimize it a little bit by duck jumping into the pipe to lose less time, but it doesn't change the fact that the transition will take a while if you have a power-up. So the optimal way to play this level is, I believe, at least for RTA, is to get no power-ups to this first section, so that you have a fast pipe transition into the subworld. Then, I'll have to test it, but you either want to take damage intentionally, lose half a second to save 0.6 seconds, I believe, on the pipe transition out, or you want to duck jump into the final pipe to save 0.2 seconds over not duck jumping out of the pipe to eventually save 0.1 seconds over taking the damage boost. So long story short, taking damage is actually not bad in the second half of the level. It, like, essentially doesn't lose time, effectively. But yeah, it's a bit confusing and complicated. And what I'm really going to be routing here is basically the movement. So, in other words, can I find consistent enough movement here that I'm comfortable doing that avoids the power-ups every time, while obviously not dying? Because yeah, safety and risk is another thing to really consider in this level. Because I'm probably dead if I make a wrong move at this first half of the level, which kind of sucks. Yeah, like that. You can't do that. Because I would like to avoid this first power up here, but I haven't found a good way to avoid it. Like, you can do this to, like, never get damaged by the piranha plants, but if you, like, jump early, then you don't get a jump, and then you're dead. So, there, no. I don't know. If you're constantly jumping, it's surprisingly easy to jump early. And yeah, there's just a lot of things to watch out for in this level in general. Let me try staying further to the left side of the screen for a change. Because usually I stay fairly far to the right. That seems to work decently. Too bad you can't jump out of the pipe like you can in SMB. Thankfully this level had already made a strategy for it. It's not foolproof, but it's pretty good. And yes, the ending could be more optimally done more optimally, but just being able to hold right and up at the end of that section and get into that upwards pipe every time is probably more important than optimizing the pipe entry, even though that'd be faster. And because just having the mushroom versus not taking damage intentionally to save time on the final pipe transition is just a lot safer. Having the mushroom, it's probably not worth trying to save 0.1 to take damage to make that pipe entry just a tiny bit faster. And at the same time, it's also probably not worth the 0.2 second time save of duck jumping intentionally. At the end. I mean, I guess I could give the duck jump a try. I could also duck bounce off the spring, but then that would lose the time it would gain, I think, from my calculations. Oh, I forget how high that Goomba actually goes. Yeah, the Goombas actually bounce pretty high off of these. Okay, that is not very safe. That did somehow not die though. I like being small at start because it makes getting an optimal pipe entry free. Yeah, that's the other thing about being big. You can't hold down and right because then you'll duck and then not move anywhere on the ground while you're ducking. And that's the other reason having a mushroom's good. Okay, so I definitely think I want the mushroom for the second half. But the first half... bounce off spring into pipe. If I'm having a power up for the second half, actually screw it, I'm retesting how much time this actually saves / loses having a mushroom entering this first pipe here. Alright, 6.13. Let me do that again. Okay. Put 6.135. Oh, this doesn't work because of the checkpoint. Actually, no, this timing method doesn't work at all. Hold on, I guess I don't need that's not useful. Let me think. I'm trying to think of a way to time this. Because, yeah, the problem with, like, waiting for Mario to fall down to the bottom here is that Big Mario will exit the pipe here. Well, Small Mario would exit the pipe here, and so Big Mario is actually closer to the ground, even though he takes longer to get out of the pipe. Small Mario would obviously still be faster, but that throws off the timing accuracy. Because we're really just waiting to get out of the pipe for the auto-scroller to start, not waiting for Mario to reach the ground. So to time this optimally, I either have to press start as soon as Mario comes out the pipe, which is kind of hard to time, or I could make him enter a door. Actually, that's probably better. Because then all I'd have to do is wait for the auto-scroller to push me into the door, and then it doesn't matter. As then I'll be in a normalized position anyway. Okay. Let's try this again then. Alright, 8.33. Oh, I forgot to reset my timer, oops. I mainly just care about the timing because I want to know exactly how much it saves. Alright, 8.32. Alright, 7.53. $7.59. It's a bit of variance, so I'll give it another test, I guess. Okay, yeah. I think 7.59 is a bit more accurate. It would seem I got 7.59 again. Okay, so yeah, I'm just using a calculator, even though I could totally not use a calculator here. 8.325 minus 7.59. It saves 0.73 seconds. Man, that is a lot. From just avoiding one power up. Even though you get the checkpoint. Although the checkpoint power up, it should be theoretically the same as the mushroom power up at the start. So, okay. With all that said, no power up. First half saves 0.73 seconds. Okay, that is exactly what I wanted to know. Alright, back to figuring out a good way to do this section. I did kind of like staying to the left here. It means that I'm like not like in this area as soon. Which I kind of like. Can I get under these? I can. Also, the unfortunate thing about this level is the goal is actually up to the right here, and you can get over the screen here. It's just the auto-scroller takes too long, and so there's nothing you can do to stall enough to skip the underground. That's okay. I could probably make that more consistent. I might wrap that first half in my own time. Or I could say screw it and watch other people's runs to see how they do that part, and see if there's anything that I like. Right, that doesn't work if I do that. I don't know what I want to do here. Like, I actually don't know what I want to do here. It's tricky, honestly. Okay, I think I want to leave it for now and come back to it because I'm just not in the mood for auto scores after playing 12-2 too much. Let's move on to 13-5. At least do something a little bit more engaging. Okay. Wow, okay, that's unusual. To be too fast there. So that's the usual movement. The rest of the levels hold right from there. The question is, can I do anything better that's consistent? You can also do this to grab the propeller mushroom, but I think it's a bit slower. There's also this jump to thread the needle here, which is pretty good. What time does this get? Okay, that gets 475. Not bad, not bad. Can we do better though? Unfortunately, the Isles strat uses a lot of propeller cancels. Or at least the best time thingamajig. In like the showcase of the theoretical best run of this game does like this all over the place. Hold on. This, where you cancel the propeller by pressing down very precisely. Which is extremely tight, and if you... And unfortunately the only propeller cancels that save meaningful time is propeller cancelling on this platform, and propeller cancelling on this platform here. But unfortunately that means if you miss the down input, if you're early, you're dead, and there's nothing you can do because you can't wall jump out of a propeller in this game. Which sucks, because you can do that in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, but you can't do that in this game, which infuriates me, honestly. Oh well, there. Because the propeller cancels are so cool, but it's like not worth dying for doing them. It's not really a point of propeller cancelling anywhere else. Because you can propeller cancel here, but the issue is you get a duck jump out of this and you can't wall jump here out of a duck jump, which is kind of bad. Although, that being said, let me try something. I want to propeller cancel and not get a duck jump. I wonder if you can do that. I feel like there might be a way. I think the duck is forced. It's hard to say though. Because I think pressing down auto ducks you, unless you do like a frame perfect jump or something. Because yeah, that's like an instant jump and that's still ducked. Because I'd love to be able to do that, but I can't. Because wall jumping is actually very fast for acceleration purposes. Like, propellering normally here is actually pretty fast too, but wall jumping's even better. Especially if there's ground to land on pretty soon afterwards, like in this case. Wall jumping would be actually quite nice here if the propeller cancel let you wall jump here. So is there any other way to get to this, to land on this platform without ducking? I guess that's a ground pound jump. I don't know how you would set up a ground pound jump here. Oh, like that. That could be good. But, I don't know, setting up the ground pound's a little slow. Even though the part afterwards would be quite fast. Because the ground pound takes 15 frames, which is kind of a long time to wait just to land on this platform. And I think it'll just end up being slower than what we usually do, which is this. Like, the acceleration isn't quite optimal, but it's optimal enough because you're taking, like, very direct lines through the section. So, unfortunately, I don't think there's anything better. And you kind of forced a propeller here. Because unless you can... Yeah, unless you can get through this section without propellering, I don't see anything that's more optimal. Because the optimal way to land from a propeller is to propeller cancel, but propeller cancels are too risky in this case. Therefore, the next best thing is to land as soon as possible. And the by far best place to land is on that question block. The only thing that I could see being better than that is landing up on that top area directly after the propeller. But I don't know if you get enough height for that. Let me try though. Yeah, not quite. I need another block of height. Can I get another block of height if I duck here into this? I need to, like, obviously not do that. No, it's, like, really hard to get any more height out of this. I'm already getting near max height. Let me do this now, just so I don't have to run through the start of this level multiple times. Propeller shroom. I'll get rid of these, just for my inconvenience. I think it's doable, but it'd be very hard. I need to not duck as well. I mean, not. I need to duck to stay closer to the ceiling before propellering. Oh, that's close. Let me try this a few more times. Nope. I could propeller cancel there, I guess, but it wouldn't be helpful. I'd probably have to manip my position here to make this work. Although I do think this is doable looking at this a bit more closely. Although it'd be extremely hardened to the point where I wouldn't be able to do it in a full game run. Yeah. Too bad you also can't ground pound out of a propeller because you do the downwards drill instead. Because that'd be very convenient. Put your propeller and then ground pound like right here to make it up into this platform. Because then I wouldn't have the ducking issues I had before, where I can't wall jump here because I'm ducked. Is there anything else I can do? Unfortunately, you can't air twirl as well with the propeller, which sucks. But you can't avoid getting this propeller at the start because then otherwise you're not getting through this section. Because this Cooper is like up here and then moving upwards when you get here. And there's just no way to get around this section, which has no floor. Too bad you can't overhang wall jump here. But, you know, that is what it is. You can, like... There is one interesting thing you can do here, which is to actually spawn this power up here early by going up here and then doing this. But it's kind of not that helpful, unfortunately. So yeah, I think we just have to stick to this. Which sucks, because I wanted to find something better here, but I don't think there is anything. So we've established that landing on the block here is best from the propeller, from down here. Now the question is, could I do this? Could I do like small jump into jump wall jump, maybe? Because at this point it's not worth ground pounding, because jumping up to the platform is too fast from this position. That seems okay. A little awkward to optimize, but seems decent. Although it's really hard to say if it's any faster or not. Dang it. On the plus side, it'd be really hard to not make this jump. Like, you have to do, like, this, which is a 1-frame jump, to not make it up onto this platform. So that's not really much of an issue. Not making this jump here. It's more of a question of, is it faster to do jump, wall jump? Do I want to time this properly? I don't know if I do. I think the propeller is too fast, if done really well though. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's too fast. If you get a clean landing here like that. Although... Because you definitely get the height faster by doing a jump propeller here, but you excel a bit slower going here, so it probably evens out, is what I'm thinking. Okay, so... I mean, it's a nice idea, but I don't think it works, unfortunately. It's more inputs, and although it probably breaks even, it's because I've done the jump propeller so much, I think it's worth keeping it as is, this section as is. Alright, next thing to test is just this final part here, the propeller up here. What's the optimal way to do this? And getting through this little tunnel section cleanly. Because as you can see, this Koopa Troopa likes to be in the way, and it's very easy to clip off of this wall. Landing from running up here kind of sets it up pretty well to just jump immediately and make it free here, but it's still kind of easy to miss this. I think I need to be further away, just so that this Koopa Troopa spawns in the right location. I might as well do this from the start just to practice this propeller shroom grab as well while I'm at it. I think the duck loses too much speed, or... it might be better to single jump here, even though it's... I don't know what's better. Duck jump and make the gap more lenient, or full jump and be faster, which I believe is set up better. It's so hard to say, man. Unfortunately, this section's gonna be quite position dependent, which is unfortunate because I can't normalize my position from the start because I have to grab this power up, and also because of this moving platform will mess with my pixel positioning. So I might just have to duck jump here because I think this is too tight otherwise. And then not hold right to avoid the wall slide. Yeah, that's so fast if you get that landing. Okay, I think we'll do that. I will say this landing kind of sucks. Landing the ground here, optimizing that, when you can't propeller cancel. Like, I so wish we could propeller cancel here, and I wouldn't die if I miss it, because it is so much faster than anything else you can do here. You can propeller into the ceiling, which is probably the next best thing, but that's also a little risky. But yeah, I think run off this platform, duck jump, late, I think. Probably no earlier than right here. Let me do this one more time. Is the way to go. Oh, that's not what you do. Okay, doesn't matter that much. I suppose that's not too bad as well. Where I bonk here intentionally, because it makes getting up here a little better. Although I still think like threading the needle here is a bit better than both. But yeah, I think the duck jump will make it more lenient if I continue to hold down, so I'll put that into my spreadsheet. Duck jump, through, hold. And then jump propeller on question block. Okay. I don't remember what's a good time here, so I guess we're gonna find out. I think I can go into the real level though, because there's not anything else I wanted to test. What's the stream? There's the stream. There we go. 55. Very good. Wait, no, this one. Okay, so that propeller, that power took too long to spawn because I got too close to the pipe, which makes the spawn time take longer. I shouldn't optimize that jump that much. I love that power throw though, it's so good. Ending was a little bit slow? Okay. So I think 475 is optimal, and then 474 is probably pretty standard for a full run. Although if I get everything cleanly, it should be a 475, I think. Alright, that should be 475, I think. Yeah, okay. I think I will write down that 475 is optimal for my strats, because that's something I will not remember off the top of my head in a full game run, and it's something I would like to know, because it's like very easy to lose time in this level, and it's good for me to know exactly how much time I'm losing. Okay. Optimal. Why is this to the left? 475. I think that was good though. Oh no, it just appears that way, I don't know why. Optimal with these struts. 475. Okay. Honestly, I think that's fine. I could use a little bit more practice, but I think it's fine overall. Alright. So finally get 13.6, which, I don't know, starts off a little bit as an auto-scroller, but then it kind of picks up after that. So yeah, there's a few things going on in this level. The second half I think is really good. It's just, maybe there's a better way for me to do this start part, but I don't know. Because you have to like, when this firebar turns off, you have to like get from here to here before this firebar turns on. So this first half is like cycle locked by this. Then the second half is cycle locked by this firebar here. You can beat this firebar actually in the IL, which is what I do. But if you beat this firebar, then it's really hard to beat this saw as well. But it is barely possible, but isn't full game viable. I'll put the link up in chat because it's actually really cool. And it's an incredibly tight cycle. In fact, I kind of want to watch it myself. But unfortunately, it's too hard for the full game. Like, it's actually too hard. Because your movement needs to be so good. Because, I don't know, these burners are global cycles, whereas the saw blade on a moving track is a local cycle. So, long story short, fire bars and burners are the only things that are on a global cycle regardless of when you load it in, which means from the start of the level essentially. Or rather, once you enter this door, you're on a timer, essentially waiting for this firebar. Not fiber, burner, my goodness. Whereas this saw will load in once you get to about here, to about like, I want to say 8 blocks off screen, is when this saw will load in. And I think by the time you get to it, it's like here, moving left back into Mario, when you have to get past it in the IL cycle. Okay, let me actually get up the video there in the chat. Hold on. 13.6 IL. No, come on, it's not that hard. 13.6. There we go, got it. Alright, there we go. So for those that haven't seen this, this is what you do in this is what you do optimally. Oh, it's using my blue DS. I'm still running with that. I just want to watch this because it's been like maybe a year since I've seen this. Oh, I love it. It's so satisfying to me. I don't know why. It's probably the tightest cycle in the game, maybe. Yeah, because this is tighter than Juice Cycle in 9.3. And it's... I don't know if it's probably tighter than the 12.4 cycle as well. I don't know, there's not too many cycles in this game, because there's generally not a lot of burners and firebars, and saws that completely block the path if they're in the wrong position, like this. So, the other thing that makes this cycle possible is like doing wall jumps down here, these corridors, these are required to make this cycle, but it's not worth it, is the long story short, because this firebar is just too hard to beat. I mean, I can try to beat it, I guess, but it's kind of rough. No, too slow. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So, I think I'm just gonna do the normal thing here. And there's not really much else to it, other than getting the checkpoint skip. And so, I think I'm already pretty happy with the movement here, which means I actually get to start doing I think once I've done this level once, I think I want to try do individual world runs of World 13, because I think my strats are pretty good. But, like, the only thing I think I want to change now is 13.4, the first half of that. But I think everything else is really good. Okay, I really shouldn't do that for fun. I hope the saw's not off cycle here. Oh, yeah, there's no cycle because I just forgot to put the saw back. Okay. Okay, whatever. Yeah, that's checkpoint skip's not too hard. Although it does mean it's more risky for the second half of the level, which is kind of very scary to do if you're not confident about it. And also this Bowser can be mean. Case in point. If he jumps like that, you're essentially required to triple jump to get past him. You can run under it if he jumps, but it's like really hard to react to. So triple jumping off the middle of the platform is generally the way to go to avoid the bad Bowser jumping pattern. Alright, let me think. What is actually a good time for World 13? I'm gonna be honest, I don't really have any idea. I could check my splits, but it's not really worth it because that goes from Super Mario Challenge, which has the whole world mapping stuff, which takes way longer. So let's just get to it. Starting World 13 runs. Probably going to be seeing 13.1 a lot, because it's kind of hard to get the start and full wall jumps, but I'll do my best. Yep. Good start. Okay, a little better. Surely we can get past like the first few jumps. There we go. But yeah, the start of the level is definitely the hardest part of 13.1. Like, there's obviously some some pretty hard movement afterwards, but it's generally not as tight. Alright, let me bring up my routing page. Oh god, this is gonna be awkward. I forgot, because I have to, like, do this. 13.2, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There. No, don't delete it, please. Because, yeah, usually you have an assist item here, so, and I can't just get the assist items easily. So we'll probably have to do that. Is there a better place I can put this 13.2? Not really. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to do this and click 13.2 manually like this, and switch back to this and click 13.3. Okay, that's fine, I can do that. Alright, more 13.1 practice. Which I honestly don't mind, this level's fun. Even if the start's quite hard to do in 4 wall jumps. Yep, because if you miss any area at all, you can't do it in 4 wall jumps, I think. Unless your wall jumps are almost perfect. Although, the nice thing about this wall jump strat is, even if you like do it in like 8 wall jumps, you're still saving time. So that was 6 wall jumps, and that still saves time over going into the pipe and then getting the propeller and then coming back out of the pipe and then propellering up. Which is what this sequence of wall jumps skips. So I forgot to start my timer. Okay. I should not mess around with that. My wall jumps are not very good here today. I don't know, 10 block wide wall jumps specifically are very annoying because you want 2 12s, but it's hard to fit the 2 12s in. Because doing only 1 12, just you lose too much height. And so you do need 2 12s, but it's kind of hard to fit in. And it also makes the wall jump timing pretty unforgiving as well. Okay, nice. What? Oh. Dang it, I was holding down right, I didn't realize. Oh. Okay, I might just, for now, just take runs that get up in 6 wall jumps instead of the optimal 4. Just so that I'm not spending like 10 attempts in 13-1 before I get to 13-2. Okay, that was really good. Yeah. Can't jump too early. There we go, getting the hang of it now. Alright, good. Alright, let's see if we can actually do this menuing a bit better than last time. That'd be good. No, that's not menuing. Dang it. Alright, oh well. Ah, good. 33. Oh, I didn't hold jump, dang it. Okay, to be fair, I'm not too upset because that's like a new strat. So I don't mind messing the new strats up for the time being. Like, obviously I want to hit them every time, but it's not reasonable to expect that on a strat you've just learned how to do for it to be consistent. Oh, that's probably not a very good viewing angle. Fitting for where? Oh god, no. Alright, let's see if we can do this without taking damage. I will do at least one more run because this is not clean. I think I like being ahead more than behind for that section. Again, I'll have to probably look at what other people do. Like, because I'm really, really good at finding the best movement, I'm just not that good at finding the most consistent movement that's easy to do. Something I'm not particularly good at. Ah, very nice. Alright, clean. Alright, 13-5, I need to hit Get the propeller mushroom immediately. Alright, good menuing. That's bad, I'll play it out though, just so we have a time to work off of. Made the power spawn a little late. Okay, this is kind of bad, but oh well. Alright, lost 2.5 seconds? Maybe 2 seconds. No, it'd be close to 2.5. Okay, not as bad as I thought. Alright, 13.6. Okay, good. Should speed jump that. No. Okay, so that didn't work because I triple jumped too late off the platform. But okay, that wasn't going to be the best run anyway. But okay, only 5 minutes? I didn't realize how short World 13 was. I mean, I guess it only has one auto-scroll. That's not the longest. So, it makes sense, I guess, that it's almost the same length as World 12, even though it has 2 more levels in it. No, I can't afford a bonk. And I can kind of afford to be pretty picky here, just because my World 13 is already pretty good. Unlike some of the other worlds where I really struggled with a lot more. So even though World 13 is actually quite a hard world, I'm actually quite good at it, comparative to other worlds in this game. Wow, that was so good. Such a huge difference having optimal twirls. And more jumps, I guess, too. It's the amount of height that you can get. Alright, good start. Alright, menuing. Okay. I realize that you probably can't see the menuing that I'm doing, because it's happening on the bottom screen. No, I did the same thing again. I guess the play button's where the delete button is, which is why that isn't really working. Also, I'm realizing that you're supposed to like die 5 times here, but I can't really emulate that outside of a real run. So this will have to do, which is probably the other reason why this is why World 13 is so fast. Alright, good. Much better menuing that time. No, I missed my jump. Yeah, that was the case if I just jumped too early and so I wasn't on the ground. I guess there is some merit to controlling that jump a tiny bit for that reason. Oh, that one too. That needs to be later than that. Okay. Alright, we go again. I think I want under 5 minutes 30, I think. be a decent time here. But I'll have to see. Yeah. Nice thing about running World 13 is probably the hardest part is right at the start, which is nice, unlike a lot of the other worlds where the hardest part was like after a long auto-scroller. Like World 9 in particular was not fun because that had 8 levels and multiple auto-scrollers, and the hardest levels were definitely at the end of that world. So that was that took a while. Alright, nice. See if I can get the menuing on screen actually this time. What? No. Almost. Oh, that was too late. I thought that was fine, but yeah, there is a bit of a delay in Mario pressing the jump button and actually jumping off the ground in this game. It's like very not noticeable in casual play, but it's definitely something to know about this game. That there's like, it takes like Mario like 2 frames to jump, not just instantly. Oh, right. Do you need to wait 1 frame? Ah, no. I shouldn't optimize that much, especially for full game. Like, it's fine to optimize that much for IL, but for full game I should not be doing that. I don't know, easy for me to forget that I'm not playing these just for ILs like normal, because I play so many ILs in this game. I kind of wonder how many hours I've spent on the ILs in this game at this point. Honestly, I'd have no idea. Certainly more than the full game run though, I'd have to assume. Like the full game run I have like maybe 80 hours on now. Oh, that's not the menuing. No, oh my god, I can't menu. Okay, what is actually the menuing here? So 13-1, you've completed the level, you press up here, press there. Okay. And then you obviously don't miss the jump in 13-2 and play it as per usual. And then, okay, so 13-1, oh my god. I don't have to memorize where the courses are to menu optimally. That's not when you start the timer. Alright, hopefully we can get out of 13-1 and 2 in a moment. Wall jump too early. I'm treating this too much like IL again. Even though the IL for this level is completely different now. At least this starting section is. Nah, my air was too late, so I couldn't fit the second one in. I guess that should be a wall jump air as well if I'm optimizing that. I never thought about that. I just need to chill, honestly. It's like hard to chill though because this this first wall jump section needs to be relatively optimal, which makes me want to play the part before that even more optimally. you, though, it's absolutely not worth gridding the first, like, 3 jumps. Okay, whatever, I'll take it. Unfortunately, the last 2 air trails were bad, so I didn't quite make it up in 4 wall jumps. I guess I can do this for fun. The other strat's a bit more consistent, which is why I usually air twirl under that jump, but the spin jump's kinda cool. Alright. Can we actually do the menuing this time? Alright, good. Alright, better. Alright, thank you for jumping earlier. Good adjustment. Alright, also better that I didn't mess up the menuing finally. Yeah, that was too late, I knew it. Dang it. I will. And this is part of the reason I am practicing to make these a bit more consistent than they otherwise are. Whatever, it's fine. It's faster than doing 6 wall jumps. Doing 4 wall jumps with a mistake, I guess. Alright. Good that I'm not timing that jump so late anymore. Oh my god. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, that's a... I was thinking it was 13-2, so I ran left. That's a funny mistake. There we go. It's not that bad if the 12 timing is good. That jump was a tiny bit early. No, that wasn't a full jump. That needs to be full jump if I jump early. Yeah, there's a bit of nuance to this level. Alright, good 12, save that. Probably should have turned back a bit more than I did though, but that does work. Alright, very nice. Either I'm kind of stuck in the first 3 levels. This is still finding this more fun than World 12, at least. Yeah, okay. I think I'll probably give it another 20 minutes, and if I can't get anything going, I might just leave it World 13 as is. So I am kind of struggling here in 13.2 and 13.3. Yeah, you can't do that wall jump too early, because there's a bit of a cooldown before you can wall jump again. So if there's a 2-block wide corridor that you're wall jumping in, you have to delay the wall jump, otherwise it'll eat your wall jump, which is what happened there. That was a bit of a turn back. Might have lost a frame on the axe, but doesn't matter that much. Alright, there we go. Not that bad. Alright, we bonked, but that was much cleaner than any other run. Until I did that. Okay. Okay, whatever. And I can do that again, for sure. Still disappointed that I didn't get to 13.4, but it's fine. Surprised that made it. Starting to get some more consistency with the wall jumps though, which is good to see. At least it's a lot more consistent than it was earlier today. I jumped early. We didn't bunk. Good job. Spin jump. Good. Alright, there we go. That's a clean run for the first 3 levels. Alright. That's annoying. Well, I'm still a lot faster than any other runs, so it's fine. Oh, I should be holding around the whole time here. Alright, nice. Alright, 2 more. Alright, I'll take it. Alright, Queen 474. There's a little part in the middle there that could have been a bit faster, but not bad. No. Yeah, that's a second, unfortunately. Alright, let's get the triple jump at least in the right spot. Alright. What is the final time? Just putting the phone over here so it's easier to split. Alright, it is barely under 5.5 minutes. Alright, that is what I was after. Okay. Whew. Not bad. Honestly, I'll take that for today. I'll probably play this again tomorrow just to get a better time, but I think that's good for now. 529.3. Just rounding to the nearest 0.1. Okay, very nice. That is, according to my thing, the 3rd longest world out of the first 13. But that makes sense because it has, what, 6 levels and most of the other worlds only have 4, with the exception of World 8 and World 9. Okie dokie. Do I want to break? Do I want to do anything? Would I just power on through to World 14? Let me make a note to look at 13.4 a bit more. Okay, you know what? Let's do W14. I feel up for it, so I think I might as well. So W14 is actually relatively chill for the most part. It's not because it has two auto scrollers, 14.1 and 14.4. I am kind of thankful that 14.4 is like at the end of this world, so I don't have to sit through 14.4 every time. Because I would suck if 14.4 was 14.1. Because 14.4 is the longest auto scroller in this entire game. At just under 3 minutes. Alright. We're starting with 14.1 though, which is a bit shorter. Where's the chat? There we go, that's better. So, 14.1. I don't know, there's these boos at the start, and then the level becomes pretty standard after that. However, there's one interesting thing about this level, in which the power-up actually saves time. Like, this is like the only, like, safety power-up that saves time. Because obviously getting the power-up loses the half second. But having the mushroom does actually open up a shortcut to the flag at the end of the level. So the goal is actually to keep this mushroom without taking damage. However, that's kind of hard with not this boost cycle, but the next two boost cycles makes that quite challenging. So yeah, this weave right here is kind of tight. And like easy to mess up. So I want to see if I can find something a little bit more consistent for that, ideally. Alright. Yeah, that's good. But yeah, you can't break this brick blocks otherwise, so you'd have to like go up and around and wait for these donuts, which loses like 2 seconds. Alright, so... I need to be far enough away so that these are on like the right cycle. I need to be like 4 blocks away from the camera, which is about here. Because yeah, the fact that these boost cycles grow and shrink in size kind of makes this tighter than it otherwise would be. And if you wait for like another cycle, it just doesn't quite work, I think. Like, it's not any better, and then you're late for up here if you wait another cycle. Let's just play around in this section for a bit. So there are some options of like jumping outside of the cycle as it like expands, which might make this better. I want to jump over this as well, because that'd be really nice if you could jump over it, but I feel like these are in cycle with each other. Hold on, I wasn't really paying attention. Let me actually pay attention to whether these boost cycles expand in cycle. Or not in cycle, in tandem, I think is probably a more appropriate word. Expand. Yeah, they do like expand at the same time. Just not what I would expect because they do load at different times. Yeah, unfortunately there's not really any better way to speed up testing this. Because unfortunately these enemies are very dependent on the auto-scroller in terms of when they load in. I wonder if I could jump when they're both expanding, because they're always expanded at the same time. Maybe I can like jump through a boo gap here and then land through a boo gap like here or something. I think I have tried this before, but I couldn't find something great. Although I could normalize by like ducking in a specific position and then just holding jump and buffering right to make the jump consistent. So what if I do like this? It's not bad. I I should probably write that I'm doing W14. Alright. Open that. Okay. Like that works. And it's only like 2 inputs as well. So I'm wondering if there's a less tight version of that would work good with that jump. I probably shouldn't have gone that far back. I don't know. I don't mind 14.1 as an auto-scroller because there's enough going on in it, and it's probably one of the shortest auto-scrollers as well. Oh, I don't know, maybe that's not true. I don't know, it just doesn't feel as long as almost any of the others. Even though it's the slowest auto-scroller speed technically. Nah, I'd have to... I kind of don't like it. Because the problem is I'm like trying to like navigate a rectangle Mario through like 2 sets of boo gaps, which is just not easy to do. So I guess the other thing I can do is try find a better setup for running through the boos. So ideally I'd be ducked the entire time while I'm running through it, but obviously you can't duck and run at the same time, which makes that a little tricky. And obviously you want as much speed as possible so that you can duck as early as you can to make it free here, but again that's kind of hard because of just having to wait inside this boost cycle before going. I wonder if I can jump over both of these. I might have to also go even further back in the level so that this is in the correct spot. Yeah, there's just not a lot of space. Yeah, let me go back to like here. I think this is good. Is this a progressive power-up? No, it's not progressive. Yeah, there's quite a few progressive power-ups in this game. I want to say like 50% of the power-ups are progressive. Progressive meaning if I have a mushroom it'll be a fire flower or something. Oh, that's not what I was trying to do. I think it's just too wide. I didn't realize how hard it was to tell what Mario's actually doing when he's flipping around in the star. His ground pounds did not look like ground pounds. They just looked like Mario was just kind of jumping. I might have to give in and just stand in like this specific spot and then run to the right. Because I just don't think there's anything better here. Unless there's like a duck jump I can do. Oh, actually, hold on, I have one idea. Oh, that doesn't work if I do that, but... But the problem is if I like start accelerating from a spin jump, the acceleration is suboptimal, and so I don't get as much speed. Dang it. Yeah, I might just have to press right at a specific time and then duck at a specific time and then just call it, because I don't think there's anything more consistent, unfortunately. That's easy to do. Because I'd love to just be able to, like, duck and then just hold jump and then I'm through the boost circles and that's great. Because these boosts are going to be 100% consistent with where they are in the level because of it being an auto-scroller. Which makes a strategy like, a normalized strategy like this possible. So like, here? Okay, so this is the furthest left I can be. Here? Okay, so I want, oh god, it's so hard to remember. Which way do these boost circles even rotate? Clockwise. I really should know that. Okay, so when this boo comes around to here, is when I can start to hold right and run. Okay. Then I want to be, let me just put red coins so I don't have to remember where to stand, just for my own convenience. I think here. Oh, my DS is running out of charge. Yeah, that's probably important. Wow, I've been going for 3 hours. It has not felt like 3 hours. Huh. I guess I did spend a while on W12. Yeah, I have to go from here to load them in. So here? No, it was one to the left. Okay. No, not there. Well. I want to go from, like, here. Yeah, that should be good. Oh god, that was bad. Oh man. Let me just pause buffer through here again. There? That's too late. Okay, so maybe when this boo reaches the coin height is a better timing. Maybe even earlier, maybe just as it's leaving the platform, I don't know. I don't know, this jump is, like... Okay, I don't know how I didn't take damage though. Okay, there. Okay, where am I ducking? I think I'm ducking when I get, like, to the coin, I guess. Okay, that works. I feel like I can go a bit earlier though. Oh, this boost cycle is not in a good cycle. Oh, I'm too late already. Yeah. Okay, let me just put Mario like over here or something, so I don't have to worry about that as much. Am I too late already? Oh no. Okay, okay, I was too close to this when I started, so these were on a different cycle entirely. That makes sense. I just want to drag. No. Ah. No. I think that's far enough away. Actually, I don't think that's far enough away. It needs to be further. Yeah, this is always annoying to deal with. At least with the editor in this game, you don't have to play through the entire level if you want to practice something, which is like one of the really nice things about this game. Let me try from here. Oh, that was really good, actually. Okay, so when this boo overlaps the semi-solid and the coin is a really good time to go. It means I don't even have to duck, as long as I'm standing like, in and about this coin's position. So I need to be standing on the light part of the semi-solid. I don't know if you can tell from the camera, but some of these like semi-solids are like darker than others. So like this is a dark one, this is a light one, these are light ones. It's a dark one at the end. Yeah. Okay, so how am I going to write this down in my spreadsheet? Stand half block light part semi-solid. Then I want to hold right when the right boo intersects the coin and the semi-solid. Okay. Q. And then hopefully I won't even need a duck. Yo, Plonksy! Good to see you. Yes, I am going overboard with this queue. Because I have had enough of taking damage here. I do not want to take damage here in runs anymore. There we go, no ducking required. Yeah, okay, that's good. I like this. I like this a lot, actually. I don't think I need to look at anything else in this level. I think the ending's okay. Yeah, alright, this queue's really good. Do that one more time and then I think we can move on, actually. Because I think I'm happy with the end of the level. Alright, good. Alright, very nice. Okay, 14-2. What's going in 14-2? Right. Okay, I mainly want to look at the end of this level because the rest of the movement is fine. Doesn't matter that you don't get P-speed immediately because P-speed does not make you go faster in this game. I kind of wish it did, honestly, because it'd make SMM3 more interesting, but I will. What time does that get? 4:77. I want to look into this ending a bit more, so let me go to editor. I want to try the bouncing on the Buzzy Beetle at the top here instead of kicking it. I want to try that as well. Nice middle. Nice children. Okay. That seems alright. But I feel like this is very dependent on how far left or right this Buzzy Beetle is, whether this works or not. Because if the Buzzy Beetle is all the way right, this strat's great. But if it's to the left, I don't think this works. Which is a bit annoying. Don't know how I kept that shell. Oh, yeah. Actually, when can I jump here? That's the other thing I wanted to know. When can I jump? Okay, the full jump at the white line is safe. Okay. I mean, the goal box is a little unoptimal, but that's honestly fine. I don't mind the goal box being slightly unoptimal on this level, when the alternative option is death. That's honestly not too bad. Although, wait, can't I just jump early here? Didn't I try this? Oh, nice. Right, that's why you can't jump early. What if I jump from here, though? What if I jump even earlier? No, that doesn't work. Man, that beetle takes forever to fall. Okay, interesting rising bounce. Huh. I guess the Buzzy takes a bit longer to see when you're down here as opposed to up here. Or, actually, it might just be the positioning that makes it seem that way. I don't think it's really that way. I don't know. I don't know if I like this or not, if I'm being honest. Like, it's okay, but it seems very mess-upable. So, I'm not sure. Let me write full jump at the white line in my spreadsheet before I forget about it. Jump over second, that's supposed to be doing. Maybe I'll time it, actually. Just... Oh, but it's gonna be really hard because this is gonna be a different position and stuff. How much time does it save? It'd be the time to lure the thing down, minus the time it takes to kick it. No, plus the time it takes to kick it. Okay. I guess one thing I could do is I could actually change the strat that I do depending on where the Buzzy Beetle is. Oh, that's not what you do. Yeah. I'm dead. So if I like mess up the movement over here, like I do something like this, then I could just do this. And if the Buzzy Beetle's, and if I don't mess up the movement over here and the Buzzy Beetle is far to the right, then I can do the thing where I jump over him. Although that wasn't really that far to the right, if I'm being honest. I still made it work though. The thing I don't like about this section specifically is this jump actually down here onto this platform is a bit tricky. Because jump height is a little bit dependent on speed, if you have less than 0.7 pixels per frame speed, you'll get a standing jump, or if you have more of that, you'll get like a 5-block jump, which kind of messes up how long you need to jump to land on this 4-block high platform. So I don't know what to do about that as of yet. Whether I just intentionally go left a bit. I need to play around with this section more, because I really can't decide what I want to do here. It'd be nice to do something like that, where I go back for speed and then jump, and then clear this Buzzy Beetle outright, without even bouncing on it. But I feel like that's too hard. And too cycle dependent. Yeah, that's probably too hard. I'd have thought I could actually grab one of these shells to break this Buzzy Beetle. And so I could just do that. That has some merit to it. It does lose a second to get the Buzzy Beetle in the first place, but it's something I could do. There's a showman in this pipe. This is a nice sub area. If the showman picks a lot. I'm trying to remember, is there a fast Buzzy Beetle I can grab in this level? I feel like there was. Oh, there was. Right at the start of the level. Here, this is a really fast Buzzy Beetle to grab. Because what you can do is the following. You can do that. Although, I feel like I'm going to have to refresh this Buzzy Beetle, because he'll wake up. Oh, and yeah, that movement doesn't work if I'm holding him. But yeah, he'll probably wake up by before I get to the end of the level. Yeah, okay, I think it's not worth it. I don't know, there's a lot of things you can do to save time at the end of the level if you have a Buzzy Beetle, like mid-air to skip these stairs, or you can even like shell jump down here if you wanted to. Huh, I never considered you could do that. Wait, hold on, I want to get up here. Hold on. No, dang it. I want to just bounce straight up there. No. I need to like hit this Buzzy Beetle lower. Oh wait, not lower, higher, what am I saying? So, that's interesting. You see like Mario like jump up onto the platform, but then like come back down. And the reason that happens is Mario barely at the peak of his jump does get the height to get past it, but then he doesn't have enough rightward speed to then land on the block above, so then he gets pushed back down. Which is why he kind of just goes or something, or he just kind of like briefly goes to the right and then back to the left. So I guess that would mean you would just have to like time the right press and then you would make it up. Okay, so yeah, that's possible, but obviously not that helpful. because climbing up these platforms is just straight up faster. Alright, back to this, though. The other thing about this section is, ideally you jump from here to here without landing to get to the ground faster, to then be able to get onto this platform faster, because you can't go directly from here to here, which would also be kind of nice, actually. Can I have a show? There we go. You could do this, I guess. Where you do like a drop kick. Oh, not a double kick. Wait, I want to do this for fun. I feel like you could get a shell more conveniently here. If there's a lot of shells to grab, they just take a second to grab all of them. Alright. Oh, nice. Let me just give myself a Buzzy Beetle. Oh. I feel like I'd have to run off and do it, not jump into it, which might be a bit awkward. Yeah, something like that. Oh. Okay, that's interesting, that doesn't work. So that was a weird shell jump there. Or a reclaim, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Oh, okay, that's a very interesting reason for the drop kick not working while running off the platform. I didn't even consider that. But yeah, if you like bounce off the shell midair here, that'd actually be quite fast, because it cuts down all of this time spent falling that you can't do anything, and all this time jumping where you can't accelerate to the right. So shell jumping there would actually be quite fast, maybe even faster than the midair shell jump here, if I had to guess. Why do I have a mushroom? How did that happen? Maybe a Shift Mario or something? Probably. Oh. Well, I'm trying the drop kick, it just doesn't work. Okay. I still haven't answered the question of whether I want to go over this Buzzy Beetle or not. And the answer is I just don't know. I really just don't know. Alright, I think what I'll do is I'll just continue to do what I've been doing for now, which is a little bit slower, but yeah, because I just don't like all the variance that comes with going over this Buzzy Beetle. Sometimes you bounce it, other times you don't, sometimes you clip this, sometimes you get too much distance, and so then this jump becomes really tight off of this platform. And then sometimes this beetle can be in different spots. I don't want to deal with any of that, if I'm being perfectly honest. So I think I'm just going to do what I'm originally doing in this section, which is the following. Except kick the shell, because that's faster. Because you might kick it. Yeah, that. I think I like the shell kick still, so let's do that. Shell kick, second last Buzzy. Alright, let's run through the full level once and then we'll move on to 14.3. Oh, that worked, okay. Alright, nice. Very good, very good. Okay, 14.3. Alright, water level. Well, partial water level. So, it's just optimizing the second half of the water section and then skipping the checkpoint in the second half of the level. I guess we'll start with the water section and go in chronological order for now. Oh, I want that. Yeah, this level has a lot of damage boosting because of how these skewers load. Well, not really how the skewers load, it's just when they activate on the screen. So there's a skewer off screen here that hasn't activated yet. So you can see it's like not moving at all. But if I get close enough, then it will activate. But unfortunately, by the time it activates, I can't get past it. And that goes with like all these skewers, which means they're like all the skewers are like in the way in this level, so it's just best to get mushrooms and damage boost through the skewers for the remainder of the water second, even though it loses RTA time. Or real time, I guess. If you don't know what RTA time means. Because even though you're losing a second by getting the power up and taking damage, it still saves time, I think. I haven't actually properly thoroughly tested how much time these damage boosts save in real time. But if you have to wait for longer than a second, that's like 1 second, then the damage boost would save time. Yeah, like, everything's in the way with how this level is set up. So definitely want to damage boost this first one, that's definitely faster. What about the second one, though? It's probably still faster to damage boost the second one. Yeah, because it will always be faster to damage boost this skewer as opposed to this skewer up here, which is the other roadblock for this section. So yeah, damage boosting there is optimal. Because you have to wait for the... Because you want to damage boost where the skewer has to retract the furthest length to save the most time with your damage boosts. Because that will mean less waiting, and I'm dead here, yeah. I don't know why I'm going so close to this skewer. I guess I'm too used to the IL strats. It's not really a reason to be that close to it. I had another thought. I'll save it for a moment though. So skip this checkpoint's doable, it's just kind of spooky in a full game run. Because it's quite a big time loss if you die and this section is not trivial. Mainly these two jumps here. So the other thought I had was maybe it is worth damage boosting the second skewer at the end. And the reason for that is because of the mushroom grab. Would mean that you no longer have to potentially wait more than a second for this skewer. Oh, but then you can't get through it as fast. Yeah, that's kind of an issue. I guess not then. I didn't think of that. It makes sense though, why that is the case. Alright, decent. I need to check what the time IGT that you should get when you exit that water section optimally. I do not like that jump. Oh, right, Goomba. Yeah, probably don't want to forget about that Goomba. Huh. Maybe I should be further left and then swim earlier so that I can get lower to the ground close to that skewer. That might be more optimal. So like here, and then swim. Kinda gets pretty close to the cheap, but I guess that's a little better. Although that's pretty marginal. I like going out of my way to spawn that skewer earlier. The, like, very, very last one in that section. Alright, that's good. I don't know. I'm trying to think of things that I could do to make these sections more consistent, but I'm not really thinking of much. I guess there's the one cheap to optimize at the end of this section. Or rather just is there a good way to avoid it? Or a better way to avoid it than I'm currently doing? I like staying low for that mushroom grab. I think it's fine to bonk the wall there, to get past the cheap. Because as long as this skewer that I'm about to die to isn't in the way, it's fine to bonk the wall. Because I'm already waiting on another skewer anyway. That's in my way. Okay, so low second mushroom grab, and then bonk wall briefly next to cheap. And then the other question is, do I want to do the checkpoint skip in the second half? Yeah, that's a tricky question. Oh, dang it. Okay, that's fine. Oh, partial wall clip, nice. I never considered it, but partial wall clip would actually save a fair bit of time in this level. Like a significant amount, especially because it's underwater. So I need to write down for the ILs. So brief bonk there. Yeah, that works good. That I like that. Okay, let me edit this. And write down partial wall clip. I didn't know you could partial wall clip while underwater, but it turns out that you can, and that could be significant for the IL. Can I, like, do this? And then, like, put this, like, here or something? Yeah, there we go. Okay. So, this section. That jump here. Is there a better way to do this jump? I assume not, but what is the frame window on this? Oh, nice. I need to go from further back. Maybe from here. Because, yeah, there's no way I can go down here and then go to the right without having to turn back. There's no way there's no way I can do that. Okay, what if I one frame jump? Let me just try. Oh, wait, hang on a minute. When was the point where I could full jump here and land on the Scumbo? I forgot about that I could do this. I completely forgot. Yeah, that's a neat strat. So you just full jump onto the Scumbo. Here. Guess I've got a coin here. Let me write that down. Full jump bonk onto Goomba. I guess I could float both of these jumps is the one thing I could do to make this more consistent. Actually, I don't like floating the first one, I like floating the second one though. Also this needs to be like here, because I need to jump like here, not here, for this to work well. Oh, I never tested this. Can I ever fail here if I bonk this note block? That's the other thing I needed to test. I think the answer's no. Yeah, because Mario loses all of his speed the moment he touches this, I believe. Hold on, let me just put a platform here. Like, I don't think there's any way to, like, bonk the side of these note blocks. Like you can when you, like, fall. Because you don't have as much downwards momentum when you do this. So yeah, I think a full jump could work here. That's good. Let me try jumping here. See if that works. Yeah, that's good. Oh, the nice thing about full jumping here is I don't have to worry about control jumping here, even though this control jump is generally okay. It's just, I don't want to like get stuck down here, bonk this, and then die to the skewer. That would be sad at the end of the level. Okay, I think I'm just gonna make this into a practice level. Do I have 14 free already in here? I feel like I did. I don't remember though. 5, 1, 18, 8, 16, 4, 12, 1, 13, 2, 35, 17, 7, 18, 2, 6, 3, 11, 1, 17, 2, 18, 6, 13, 3, 12, 2, 13, 6, 9, 3, 31, 9, 7, 10, 1, 10, 1. It appears I don't. Yeah, it appears that I do not have one. Okay, which one do I not need? I'm gonna say I don't use the 931. Alright. And I think I am happy to go for checkpoint skip. Skip CP. I need to like consolidate the movement and routing a bit more for this level, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like do a run through all of World 14 and then end stream, because I've been at this for how long? Jeez, nearly 4 hours. Okay. Well, at least this has been productive. Okay. Let me do this once and then we can get 2 runs because 14.4 is very straightforward. So I don't know if our DS is in view, so my bad if it isn't. Alright, good. Alright, no, it is. That's good. Okay. Let's bring the timer back out. This time the menuing is going to be a lot simpler. It's on a straight line. 3, 2, 1, go.
The charger might be in the way of that, but
let's see. I'm gonna say like maybe 8 minutes is a good time for this world. I don't know, it's hard to estimate with the auto-scrollers. Or maybe closer to 7, I don't know. So here, there, very nice. Remember that visual cue, which is good. Oh, nice wall clip. Okay. I'll note ground pound spin jump's really good there as well. Okay, so I don't want to switch to D-pad though. That's not what you do. Oh my god. That is kind of what I get for mucking around too much though. I don't know, that's part of the reason I don't like auto-scrollers and speedruns. It's less so the waiting and more so the I have to do very boring movement while not dying that I do not enjoy about auto-scrollers. Because there's like no free auto-scrollers in this game. They all have some risk of death. Alright, very good. Not good enough. Alright. I can probably one-shot the rest of this once I get past 14-1 cleanly, I will say. But I'll have to wait and see if I can do that. It's not bad getting more practice on this level. There's definitely a lot that can go wrong. So much as I don't like playing them, it is worthwhile to practice them. Very nice, there we go. That's what I was after. Alright, show fixer from Lost Buzzy. Full jump white line, okay. On to the next one. Alright, very good. No! Dang it, okay. I guess that's why you don't want to jump on the sclimber too early. Alright. Dang it.
Well, that was close, I guess.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm just gonna end it there. I'm kind of getting a bit tired. Even though it's only midday for me. I need to have lunch and stuff. But yeah, 4 hours, wow. Did not expect to go for this long. But honestly happy I did. I'm kind of putting off this practice a little bit, so good to get a good portion of it done. Well, 13 and 14 definitely need a little bit more consolidating, but I'm otherwise happy with it. And World 12 is starting to look really consistent, apart from like 2 small things. So yeah, I'm honestly really happy with how it's going. And hopefully it's, once I actually get to World 12, 13, 14 in runs, it's going to be a lot less stressful now that I have more consistent and better movement, and also faster as well, now that these are a little bit more optimized. Although, again, there's not always a lot to optimize with these levels, but anyway. So yeah, thank you for everyone who stuck around. This has been probably my longest stream ever. I know it's not long for like other people. Some other people are crazy and do like 12-hour streams and stuff, or even 24-hour streams, but not me. So yeah, thank you for everyone for tuning in. I'm not sure when I'm gonna stream next. It's, I don't know, kind of very up in the air. Probably most likely is I'm gonna stream on Sunday/Saturday, depends what part of the world you're in. It'll be Sunday morning for me in Australia, but Saturday night if you live elsewhere, most likely. I'll be racing the runner Sunday for some more Super Mario Challenge runs. So yeah, that should be good fun. And yeah, thanks for sticking around.